It's 11:45. I'm WHNT News 19 Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson. We have a new tornado warning in effect for DeKalb County because of a storm that is still really in Blount and Etowah counties, but it is nonetheless moving in the direction of DeKalb. That will also include Marshall County too. So DeKalb and Marshall counties under a tornado warning now as a strong thunderstorm is moving out of Blount County across northern Etowah, southern Marshall, over toward the southwest edge of DeKalb County. A tornado debris signature has been reported with this based on Doppler radar out of Birmingham, and we'll kind of swap around here in just a moment and show you some of that. But the strong tornado possibly on the ground near Altoona, Alabama. That's in Blount County, moving into Etowah County. The bulk of the tornado threat may hug the Etowah, Marshall County, and the Etowah-Dekalb County line. I don't think it's going to get too far north of Albertville, even if it's in Albertville. But nonetheless, a strong possibility of a tornado moving up into southern Marshall County and southern DeKalb County. So we have a tornado warning in effect for those two areas for the next little while. The tornado watch remains in effect for all of Marshall, DeKalb, Cherokee, Etowah, Blount, and Cullman counties, but the threat is now over from Morgan County northwest. Madison County, the threat's over for you. If you've been waiting to go to bed in those areas, you can do so, but we now have a tornado warning because of this storm that is moving up close to Altoona near Highway 278. A tornado debris signature has been reported with it. That means there's a good chance this thing is on the ground and it's moving to the northeast just like that. So places around Albertville, Boaz, Sardis, Howelton in Etowah County, out here toward West End, as well as the cities of Gadsden and Attala need to be on guard for this storm. First of all, what you'll see is basically the same map. The strong thunderstorm with the possible tornado, again, is right here. That's our storm that's coming up in the direction of Boaz, Altoona, Albertville. And as it does so, we are concerned that a tornado may be on the ground based on some of the velocity data that we're seeing. And within the scope there, what you're seeing is the correlation coefficient. And I'll circle the area that we're concerned about. That's that possible tornado debris signature that was a little bit to the southwest of Altoona. Now that has really moved up here toward U.S. Highway 278 in the vicinity of the Mountaintop Flea Market. And it got those strong gate-to-gate shear that's close to Walnut Grove and Altoona, and it's moving up right there to the edge of Marshall County. The tornado itself may stay a little south at places like Hyatt and Nixon Chapel. Nixon Chapel is located right there, but here's our possible tornado. Clarence is Susanmore. Bright Star is close to Sneed. So Sneed, Clarence, this is happening east of you. This is it right here in the reflectivity data. It seems to be back building just a little bit. If you remember back around 10 o'clock, we had that going on in Cullman County, Marshall County, and Morgan County. So there's your possible tornado. We'll put the storm path on this thing for you and let you see some of the counties that are, some of the communities that are in the path of it. Here's the fan coming up right here. This is our direction of motion. We're talking 23 minutes of Boaz, 34 minutes of Roni. Again, that speed, though, is at 25 miles per hour. So it's going to be there a little faster than that. We'll give it a 35 mile per hour speed. And there you see the other communities that pop up on the list. It's about 50 minutes away from getting to CROSSVILLE. So we've got there's the latest scan from Huntsville. That thing is wrapping up again. I think what we're seeing is some back building down here close to Highway 278. We still have a threat of a tornado moving toward Boaz. It's just not there yet. And then up here in DeKalb County, the same thing. You've got a long way to go before this storm can actually reach you in that part of DeKalb County, the main threat. This is Walnut Grove. This is Howelton. That's Alabama Highway 179. This is U.S. Highway 278. So there's our possible tornado. And this is coming up toward Carlisle School, Rockledge, up on the Sand Mountain side of Etowah County. Let me jog the radar just a little bit so that you can see where this is without that logo in the way. It'll take me just a moment to get over and do that, and while I'm doing it, that's the velocity display from the high-top radar. Howelton, looks like we have a back-building circulation here that's coming northeast, so we've already had one piece of the circulation come by. A secondary piece of circulation is developed on the west-southwest side of Howelton, a little south of Walnut Grove, south of West End High School. Etowah County. And again, this is going to keep on moving up toward DeKalb County. The National Weather Service elected to go ahead and include both counties in this warning, even though it's kind of a slow-moving storm, just to make sure you have plenty of warning. They did that almost 25 minutes ago, so we still have some time to wait and see how this thing is going to behave. There are other heavy thunderstorms around Arab, some down. Our possible tornado is located right there just to the southwest of Mountain Borough, moving toward Mountain Borough, Carlisle, and Sardis. This will come up into DeKalb County more than likely within the next 10 to 15 minutes. It's a kind of a slow mover. It's taking a while to get over here toward Highway 431, and that slow forward speed may be working in our favor. Sometimes when these things move fast, they have a tendency to produce those tornadoes a little more readily. But when they're moving a little more slowly, sometimes that can help to reduce the threat. I'm saying that there's no tornado here, but there have been no reports of damage with this, certainly not in Marshall County, but even in Etowah County, where the stronger part of this storm is now really almost on top of U.S. Highway 431. You got no reason. There's the possible tornado, and the new warning has just been issued from the National Weather Service office in Birmingham, and that covers most of northern, really the northern half of Etowah County. This is Interstate 59. That runs down from the Wills Valley. You get that big curve right there close to Duck Springs, and then it works on down toward the city of Gadsden, running on the north side of Nakalula Mountain, or north side of Lookout Mountain. Locals call it Nakalula Mountain or Lookout Mountain, either way, but the tornado warning does extend all the way into that area. The possible tornado near Mountain Borough right now, it will be past Boaz in just a couple of moments. So in just about 2 or 3 minutes, we'll be able to give an all clear from downtown Boaz west, but from downtown Boaz east and south, we still want you to stay in your safe place. Slip over here and we'll check out the velocity display on this. And so the velocity display, the red and the green, what we're looking at there is the wind field in the thunderstorm. You have outbound and inbound. The radar sees this in a straight line. It doesn't see things in 3 dimensions. It looks for things that are moving toward it or away from it. The radar is located up in the west part of the city of Huntsville, so it's looking down here toward Albertville and Boaz, and it says here is some strong inbound and here is some strong outbound wind, and then right in here, that's where everything seems to be coming together for a tornado that may be right over top of Mountain Borough, moving into Sardis, the southern extremity, the city of Boaz. That's the part of the city that is in Etowah County, not the part that's in Marshall County, but a tornado likely with this storm. It's, I say likely because we have a tornado warning on it, and anytime there's a tornado warning, the Weather Service is more than just simply 50-50 confident that there is a tornado possibility. They are working hard to make sure that they don't issue warnings that just don't mean anything. And they've done a great job with that over the years, and we appreciate the hard work that the Huntsville and Birmingham offices have done tonight, especially in getting the warnings out in a timely manner and making sure that they are for the right areas. So again, but this particular storm does not have the same hallmarks of some of the storms that we've had earlier today. We've got this is coming from the National Weather Service NEXRAD. There is still a hook echo right here that is now past Sardis City. It's moving up just to the north of Duck Springs in northern Etowah County. We can give you the all clear in the city of Boaz. Jerry?
They did extend the tornado warning. The Huntsville Weather Service just issued a tornado warning for DeKalb County until 1 o'clock. And they're talking about a confirmed tornado near Sardis City, just southeast of Boaz, and it's moving to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour.
Okay, so we have a confirmed tornado near Sardis City. That's the southeast side of Boaz, moving northeast, and that's going to be a tornado warning for DeKalb County until 1 a.m. Let me back the radar out just a little bit so that we can get a better picture on where this is going through DeKalb County. We'll show you the entire polygon, and this is a situation that is developing. And it's just like we said, you know, a lot of folks were asking on Twitter, are we in the clear yet? And the answer is no. As long as you're under a tornado watch, you're not in the clear. We still have a tornado watch that goes until 3 a.m. for northeastern Alabama. This particular storm is not necessarily a surprise. We've been watching it since it was down in the Birmingham metropolitan area. Now it's coming up into the rural parts of Sand Mountain, just a little bit east of Boaz, around Aroni, coming up toward Collinsville, toward Kilpatrick, and toward Crossville as well. So Alabama Highway 68 as well as 168, and then many of the spots in between, and we'll just pop some of the roads on here for you. and let you see where we're talking about it. That's County Highway 8. Over here we've got Highway 68. And then down this way, this is 168. Down here around Aroni, we've got County Highway 10 that's in the path of this. DeKalb County Highway 41, and these are going to get a little bit muddled together here in just a moment if we add too many of them. So there's 227. All those county roads are in the path of a possible tornado. We've had a confirmed tornado from the National Weather Service office in Huntsville near Sardis City, and this is the southern part of DeKalb County. This is no longer a Marshall County issue. This is for DeKalb County, so Kilpatrick, Crossville, Geraldine, Dawson, points south of there. That's where this possible tornado would be, and I really think it's closer to Kilpatrick or Aroni, and that's moving northeast just like that toward 227, toward Highway 68 around Crossville, Dawson, Collinsville. You should be in your safe place right now. Again, I can give you the all clear in Marshall County, but DeKalb County, you still have a tornado warning in effect until 1 a.m., and we are going to be here with you until the threat has totally passed with this particular storm. So again, the Weather Service information says tornado warning for DeKalb until 1 a.m. At 12:31, Doppler radar tracked a confirmed tornado near Sardis City, moving to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. In the Birmingham area, there is a tornado confirmed near Holly Springs in Blount County. That means that we've got a tornado with it. Sheriff's Office confirming a tornado near Aroni in DeKalb County. So a tornado on the ground right now in southern DeKalb County. We need you to get to a safe place just as soon as you can possibly get there. There has been some flash flooding reported in the Boaz area. DeKalb County sheriffs are confirming, DeKalb County sheriff's deputies are confirming that we have a tornado here in southern DeKalb moving northeast, and that's going to impact places like Crossville, Collinsville, and it may even come up here close to Fort Payne. It just depends on how strong this storm can maintain itself as to whether or not it will make it all the way into the city of Fort Payne before it begins to dissipate. Given the way it looks right now and the short distance it is to Fort Payne, we'll have to be on guard for this one. But a tornado on the ground doing damage around Aroni in southern DeKalb. That's coming up here toward the northeast. So if you're in Collinsville or Crossville or Dawson, we want you to be in a safe place just as soon as you can possibly get there. In Marshall County and northwest Etowah County, we can give you the all clear. There's some heavy storms coming into the Huntsville-Madison area. None of those are severe at this point. The only severe storm in North Alabama is in southern DeKalb, and that is a tornado warning for Collinsville, for Crossville, and for the Aroni area. That's where a tornado has been reported on the ground by the DeKalb County Sheriff's Department, and it's moving northeast at about 35 miles per hour. Jerry, anything over there coming in from the chat?
No, the only thing that we are tracking a large, extremely dangerous tornado. It was located near Sardis City, or about 8 miles east of Boaz, still moving to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. But they say it is large and extremely dangerous. I'm not seeing anything else coming in right now. We were just looking at...
But in this case, we've had a report from DeKalb County Sheriff's deputies that a tornado has occurred and is still occurring. A tornado on the ground in DeKalb County. It's being referred to as large and extremely dangerous in southern DeKalb. That's moving in the direction of Crossville and Collinsville. So everybody on Sand Mountain in South DeKalb County, I want you in a safe place just as soon as you can get there. If you're not there already, you need to be watching out very closely because this thing means business. It's in the middle of the night here. If you don't have a basement or a storm shelter to get into, pull that mattress up over your head, get down in the lowest part of the house and wait for this thing to pass by. It does not take a big tornado. Many times it can be an EF-1 or an EF-2 that does significant enough damage to cause you to really need to protect your head. You don't have to have the big, widespread, violent tornadoes like we had earlier today to cause significant damage. Sometimes it can be a smaller one that does that. And whether this is a smaller one or whether it's a larger one, we don't know that yet. But we do know that there has been a report of a tornado on the ground near Aroni in southern DeKalb County, moving toward Collinsville, moving toward Crossville. CROSSVILLE in this general area that's highlighted with the red box. So I want you to be down low in a safe place just as soon as you can get there, and stay there. We'll give you the all clear when the threat is over. We've also got another tornado warned storm in Blount County that's moving toward Etowah County. Tornado watch continue in that area. If you are in DeKalb County, I want you to go to the lowest part of your house, get into the hallway, the bathroom, the closet, stay there until we can give you the all clear. If you're watching us on Live Alert 19 on the app, or you're listening to us, 100 WF has passed your location. But as of right now, I can't give anybody in southern DeKalb an all clear because it's moving so slowly. We've got heavy rain coming in behind it, so if there has been significant damage done, that is really going to hamper some efforts to figure out what's happened, because this rain that's falling over Albertville and Gunnersville and Douglas is coming quickly into DeKalb County. So while we still have a tornado warning in effect, we do note that there is flooding potential with it too. You may see some water quickly rising, some ditches.
Jason, they're saying a very strong tornado debris signature along the DeKalb County line southwest of CROSSVILLE. And I think you may have had that on the radar there just a moment ago. So apparently this large tornado that they are tracking right now apparently is picking up debris. Now, once again, go back to what we were talking about late yesterday. We don't know whether this is debris from leaves off of trees or whether it's shingles off of people's houses. It's hard to tell. The radar does not pick that up, but what it does pick up is the debris. Once it is picked up from the ground, it takes it up as high as anywhere from 10 to 25,000 feet in the air, as we saw earlier today, and that's what the radar is seeing right now. A very strong tornado debris signature, and this is once again right there on the DeKalb County line southwest of CROSSVILLE. Are you seeing that, Jason? Are you seeing what I'm talking about?
Yes.
What they're saying, that debris?
Yeah, it's exactly what you're saying. There's the tornado right there. Rodentown, Aroni. It's now a little bit past Aroni. It's moving over toward the Collinsville area. It seems to be taking more of a right-hand turn. And I can show you that debris signature, and we'll just use the Huntsville radar here and show you what we call correlation coefficient. Again, like we've been mentioning today, the past 12 hours or so, it's not important what correlation coefficient means. It's a dual pole parameter, and it took a lot of smart guys a long time to figure out what this stuff does. But when you see a little spot like that where it's blue and green amongst all the red, that's where we have tornado debris being lofted up into the air. And Jerry, if the Weather Service gives you any indication on how high that debris is, that sort of stuff, just go ahead and chime in with that, because
I'll pass it along.
We've got a tornado debris signature right here around Rodentown. This will come off Sand Mountain and move across Interstate 59 very close to Collinsville. The Highway 68 Collinsville exit right there is one of the main exits there in southern DeKalb County. In fact, it is the main exit in southern DeKalb County. A lot of gas stations. You got the restaurants there right off the interstate. So this is coming in that direction. We have a significant tornado on the ground right now in southern DeKalb. This is south of CROSSVILLE, it's south of Kilpatrick, it's south of Geraldine. It's Aroni and Rodentown that are in the path of this, and it is quickly coming over here toward I-59 and Highway 11. Jerry.
High Top, actually, they're using High Top right now, showing this as a supercell. New circulation forming closer to I-59, while it looks like the original site is actually weakening slightly and moving a little bit to the north-northeast. So
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense based on what we see here. The tornado debris is still being lofted up into the air based on that particular image. And there you see it's a weaker tornado debris signature that's now to the northeast of Rodentown. There could be debris falling from the sky over CROSSVILLE and over Dawson soon if this did significant damage to any homes or any chicken houses or anything like that in this part of DeKalb. So stay in your house. Don't go outside and watch this stuff. If there are 2x4s and pieces of tin falling along Highway 68, you don't want to be out there because it's going to be falling very fast and in a very dangerous fashion. So tornado debris signature here. New circulation seems to be developing down here to the south. So Collinsville, you are not out of danger yet. We have a tornado potentially on the ground in southern DeKalb County on Sand Mountain doing damage as we speak. Take this seriously. It is the middle of the night, and I know it can be tough to be awakened at 12:45 a.m. By somebody who's been on television all afternoon talking about tornadoes in other parts of the state. But this time, it is Ford-DeKalb County. We've got a possible tornado, and I'll say possible, it's a likely tornado. This thing has been on the ground doing damage around Oroney and around Rodentown, and it's moving northeast toward Collinsville right now. It's going to cross over Highway 68 just below the big curve that comes down Sand Mountain down toward that Collinsville exit on Interstate 59. So, Jerry, any additional reports from you?
No, just that, you know, once again, they're saying that the new circulation is closer to I-59, while it looks like the original circulation that you were looking at may be weakening just a little bit, but we're not seeing anything else from that right now.
And it's pretty easy to see it in the reflectivity and velocity where we have the redevelopment. These things have been producing families of tornadoes the whole way. So there's one circulation, there's the secondary circulation, and what you're seeing in the middle of this circle, this is the velocity product. On the outskirts of it, this is the reflectivity. Reflectivity is what you see when you go to WHNT.com and you look at the radar. You want to see where it's raining. That's what you're looking at. What we look at to investigate tornadoes is not just the reflectivity pattern, although that can be helpful. It's this velocity pattern that is extremely helpful. So you have a possible violent tornado on the ground in southern DeKalb County. This will be coming off of Sand Mountain soon. It'll descend into the valley and then come up here in the direction of Collinsville